Yo, what's up YouTube? What's going on today? Welcome back to the channel. So today in this video, we gotta talk about chapter 23 of Boruto TBV. Yo, Boruto got his ass cheeks clapped and Kawaki shows up. Fam, this chapter was greasy. Fam, I think Boruto has changed the future. As Kashin Koji has said in this chapter, Boruto did something that even Koji did not see coming. On top of that, we have Kawaki pulling up, showing how strong he is compared to Jura. And this is Kawaki with his limiters off. Fam, this is getting crazy. I think something is brewing and it's not looking good for anyone, especially the Hidden Leaf Village, because that time is getting closer. The time that Boruto and Kawaki fight and the village is destroyed. Yo, that shit is coming in quick. On top of that, we got some hints at the future with Kashin Koji's vision. So before we get to any of that, let's do a quick roundup of this chapter. So it looks like this chapter quickly starts off with Mitsuki and Konohamaru, and it looks like all the Sand Village ninjas have disappeared, and it looks like Arya has taken the bulb along with Yodo to go revive Shinki first, and I think Shinki might somehow fix up or revive Yodo, though I'm not too sure how. But Konohamaru's words do tell us that Yodo is dead, saying that she'd be happy that we were able to get the bulb, though we don't know that yet. They could revive her somehow later in the future, because I think there is some sort of love story brewing between Yodo and Shinki, and I don't think they're gonna allow Shinki to be alone on that road. So I think Yodo is gonna survive. So then Konohamaru tells Mitsuki that we have to rendezvous at this location that Boruto told us to meet at, and this is where Delta appears. Boruto had all this planned out. He knew he was going to go against Koji's orders and appear to save his team. And upon doing so, Boruto had already placed all those little symbols everywhere so that Kawaki and Delta can find them. This is where things get juicy, fam. Just moments before Kawaki arrives to save Boruto, Boruto and Jura are fighting. Yo, Jura actually gives Boruto the works. This just shows how powerful Jura is, and it looks like it needs to be both Boruto and Kawaki to defeat Jura. They cannot defeat them one-on-one. And I think Kawaki is also gonna get his ass somewhat whooped next chapter with his limiters off. I know Kawaki's all strong and everything, because in this chapter it did show that Kawaki was able to do damage and sneak up on Jura without him even noticing. And looking at the flashbacks that Koji showed us, it looks like Jura does get injured at the end of this battle, but I think it's gonna be both Boruto and Kawaki that are fighting Jura. And because it's the two of them, Jura has to retreat. So now looking upon this battle, it looks like Jura has damaged Sasuke's sword. Boruto is about to go for a swing on Jura, and Jura now finally getting serious, takes his hands out of his pocket. If you look at this panel here, Sasuke's sword got a crack in it when Jura's claw goes into it. So this just shows Jura's strength is crazy, because if you looked at it, no one so far has broken Sasuke's sword or even managed to damage it, and that sword is old as hell. So at this moment when Jura is about to kill Boruto, it looks like Kawaki appears and stabs Jura right through the right eye and destroys his Rinnegan. Fam, this is like a throwback to when Momoshiki took Sasuke's eye. Fam, I don't know what it is with Otsutsuki and destroying people's eyes. And it's always the Rinnegan as well. Yo, they got something against that Rinnegan. You already know. Kawaki destroyed Jura's Rinnegan, and yo, Jura is not even phased. My man is just chilling like, fam, this guy stabbed him through the head. But bro, what's even more menacing is Kawaki standing on Jura's back. My man has a cold ass entrance. Fam, Kawaki is all about that life. He's about to swing some hands. Now, what I did notice is that they did change up Kawaki's clothing. Kawaki is back to his pre-time skip clothing, and he has a ninja headband on his belt. Yo, that looks pretty sick, man. Ikimoto knows how to give these guys some really sick ass drip. But I still want to know, what is the symbol of Kawaki's clan? If you notice, his symbol is on his pants and his jacket. So it makes me wonder, what is Kawaki's lineage to the symbol? Does Kawaki come from some sort of clan, or is that some sort of clan Ishiki was a part of that Kawaki adopted? It's hard to tell, because they haven't explained what his symbol is. But anyways, getting back into this, Jura turns around to look at Kawaki, and Kawaki says, bro, this ain't enough to kill you. You're really a monster. Jura at that moment throws off Kawaki. Kawaki turns around, gives him a stab up front, and yo, Jura is not even phased. My man literally got stabbed through the eye, through the head, even got stabbed now a few times in the stomach, and he still has the audacity to throw a Bijou bomb at Kawaki. Boruto and Kawaki reunite. Now you know the battle of Jura versus Kawaki and Boruto is about to start. Jura here is even shook that Kawaki is exponentially stronger than he was before. Fam, this is Kawaki with his limiters off. Yo, I think the other greasy shit is also coming, and that is Boruto's karma. Kawaki activates the karma. Now if you look at it, Boruto is holding back his right arm. This is Boruto's karma resonating, and Boruto saying, yo, just ignore me and you go fight Jura one-on-one. I think Boruto's gonna sit this out, but Momoshiki is going to appear, because Kawaki says, better hold it together, Boruto, because if you run amok, I'm gonna kill you on the spot. Momoshiki is coming, mark my words, either next chapter or chapter chapter 25. Most likely it's gonna be chapter 25, which is gonna be a callback to when Boruto awakened the karma the first time when fighting Kashin Koji. But Momoshiki is coming because Boruto is holding back his right arm now. So mark my words on that. So with that being said, I think it's gonna be Kawaki versus Jura next chapter, and Jura is going to retreat, which now brings me to Kashin Koji. Kashin Koji has got a new update, and that shows him the future. Now this is where things are getting a bit interesting, because Koji did not see that Boruto went to go talk to Kawaki asking Amado to remove his limiters. So Boruto has changed the future, and no one saw that coming. I look at this, that Boruto was able to see into the future using the Byakugan, because if Boruto was able to awaken the Byakugan without using the karma, and he's able to see into the future, it could give him a glimpse of Kawaki coming and Delta coming, which is why he tells Konohamaru to get the team together and rendezvous at the symbol where Delta was gonna appear. Boruto already had that planned out, so it tells me Boruto could have seen this in the possible future, which is what Koji is now seeing. But Koji is only seeing this update because Boruto changed the timeline, as everything they do changes the future. Even Boruto coming here to fight Jura shows that Boruto was gonna get killed, but Boruto changed that from happening by allowing Kawaki to come to him. And so if you look into the panels of Kashin Koji looking into the future, this one specific panel here shows that Jura is injured and Jura is back at his hideout. If you zoom in closely, you can see blood dripping off of Jura's mouth. I think Jura retreats from this battle, seeing that he's weaker than Kawaki, or maybe Boruto and Kawaki gave him the works. He has to retreat. He goes back to his hideout, and now he's planning something, and this is where the village might get destroyed. The Shinjus are all gonna tag team up and go to the village and destroy it, because Jura sees the village as a threat. And so Jura is going to use one big ass Biju bomb and destroy the village. That is what's coming. Now looking at the other panels of Kashin Koji seeing into the future, we have one here of Inojin. Inojin looks like he is somewhere, and I think this either could be the Shinju's hideout or it could be Orochimaru's hideout. Though it does most likely look like Orochimaru's hideout, and it looks like he meets up with Kashin Koji or something like that, because Inojin there looks pissed off, and I'm assuming he's fighting a Shinju then. And maybe he's trying to get some revenge on Jura, or maybe his ego was so hurt that Jura hurt Himawari and killed him that he went to go fight Jura one-on-one, which explains why Inojin could be at their hideout, or he could be at Orochimaru's hideout for another reason. So then the next panels show that Jura has lost his eye. That's the events happening right now. And at the bottom we see Himawari, and it looks like Himawari is in a battle. Low-key, this battle with Himawari could be that she fights Inojin that's turned into a tree. If Inojin does go to the hideout and gets bit by Jura or anyone else there, and he turns into a tree, that Himawari we see at the bottom is fighting Inojin who's turned into a tree. Though that's what I'm predicting. I think she is going to fight either Inojin or she's going to fight another Shinju. So then looking at the next panels that show the future, this is where things getting more interesting. Jura is back at the hideout. If you look underneath Jura, it looks like that is Boruto or his cape or something like that. And at the bottom, I see Inojin's head again. So I think there's some foreshadowing with Inojin going on. On top of that, if you look to the panels to the left, we have Bug, and it looks like Damon. That's most likely Damon. I'm calling it now. You can tell by the little hair coloring, that does look like Damon. So I think Damon is going to fight Bug, because it looks like Bug spawns in on the village somewhere or spawns inside a room. If you look at the background of where Bug is, it looks like that is a room of some sort. So I think he spawns in on Ida and Damon is now going to fight Bug, and we're gonna see what Damon's powers are, and also we're gonna see what Bug's powers are, which might be able to counter Damon. Now the best thing I want to keep for last is Sarada and Hidari, and it looks like these might be two separate panels, but it looks like Sarada activates her Mangekyo Sharingan against Hidari. If you look at her eye does not look like a regular Sharingan. That means the battle of Sarada versus Hidari is coming soon. Now what gets me here is Hidari's hand motion. It looks like his hand motion might be the forehead tap that Itachi did to him, which he did to Sarada. So I think this Hidari is low-key playing as a spy against the Shinjus, and no one knows that. And when he gets found out, Jura is about to eliminate him, and it looks like he's trying to head poke Sarada before he disappears. Or maybe even Sarada defeats him in battle, and he's going for the head poke, knowing that he's not really against her, but he rather wanted to save her or protect her. So that is showing us the future. So those are the events. Inojin ends up somewhere, either Orochimaru's hideout or to the Shinju hideout. Sarada versus Hidari happens. Bug versus Damon happens. Bro, something is brewing, and it is looking juicy. Bro, this chapter was cooking, man. Seeing Jura basically almost kill Boruto, and then seeing Kawaki save his ass, fam, you already know this chapter was fire. And I'm not gonna lie, it was obvious that Kawaki was gonna be the one to come save Boruto. We all thought it was gonna be Momoshiki or someone else, or Boruto teleports away, but we all kind of knew Kawaki was the one coming, since they hinted removing his limiters, and Boruto says that both of them together can defeat defeat Jura, not just one of them. So we're gonna have to see what happens. Yo, Momoshiki is coming, and I think Jura is gonna scheme something with Momoshiki as well. We don't know yet. I can't wait for next chapter. Shit is cooking. Anyways, that's it for this video. Let me know what you guys think of this chapter. Thanks for watching. Please comment, like, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos to come.